Hey, guess what? Donald Trump and his entire family have been completely corrupted by Washington, unsurprisingly. Saudi Arabia, UAE donate $100 million to women's fund proposed by Ivanka Trump. Wow. So last year, of course, Trump attacked the Clinton Foundation, which both countries have donated to. Let me just say for the record here, I think that that's correct. I think you should attack the Clinton Foundation for that. Because there are strings attached to that money. But guess what? Same thing applies here. You can say, well, look, Ivanka's not a politician, or, yeah, but you don't think the UAE and Saudi Arabia giving $100 million to a fund that was proposed by Ivanka, that's not a gesture of trying to get favors from the White House? Of course it is. It's human nature. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Here, I'm going to give your daughter $100 million, and you're going to do me favors, right? Well, look, he just fucking did it. The proof's in the pudding. $400 billion deal, $110 billion worth of it is weapons. So, what the fuck are we talking about here, man? Okay, let's continue, and I'll explain to you what they say here. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are donating $100 million to a women's empowerment fund proposed by Ivanka Trump, President Donald Trump's elder daughter and a senior White House advisor. World Bank President Jim Yong Kim announced the contribution to the World Bank Women Entrepreneurs Fund at a meeting in Riyadh between Ivanka Trump and 15 Saudi women Sunday during the president's trip to Saudi Arabia. Ivanka Trump helped inspire the fund, which will be led by the World Bank. Early reports had suggested she would take a more active fundraising role, but it was later reported that she would not be directly involved in raising funds or deciding how the money would be spent. Quote, "This is really a stunning achievement," Kim said Sunday, according to USA Today. "I've never seen anything come together so quickly, and I really have to say that Ivanka's leadership has been tremendous. The donation is aimed at efforts for women in the Middle East, the Wall Street Journal reports, and the fund will support women who start businesses." Look, this is, we need a new word because hypocrisy isn't a strong enough word to describe how ridiculous this is. Saudi Arabia is a country that treats women as second-class citizens, if that, maybe third-class citizens. Not allowed to drive, you need a guardian to do stuff, got to cover up. And they and the UAE are going to donate $100 million to a women's fund. Here's an idea. Keep your fucking money, but give women equal rights. How's that for a radical idea? They're like, oh, we care so much about helping women. We're going to donate $100 million to this Ivanka fund. Or if you really cared about helping women, you could immediately change your laws and give women full equality under the law. But no, you're not going to do that, and you won't do that because you don't believe in that. So that means the purpose of the $100 billion is you're trying to get favors. That's exactly what it is. And then the fact that anybody, the UN or Ivanka or people at this fund, the fact that anybody thinks like, no, it's cool, we are going to take the $100 billion and still have, was it million or billion? Why am I saying billion? I think it was million. Yeah, my bad. 100 billion is the weapons deal, 110 billion. But the fact that they think they're going to have credibility, like, oh yeah, no, people will look at us and say they're really in favor of helping women. They have $100 million in dirty Saudi money soaked in oil and blood that has strings attached to it. But yeah, they're going to be super credible and super legitimate. Why do we all just pretend like this is so disgusting that we, like, Saudi Arabia sits on the UN Human Rights Council and now the UN Women's Rights Council? They're one of the worst, if not the worst in the world on those fronts. And we're just going to sit there and act like, no, it's cool, they belong on that council, but they obviously don't. Like, why do you think we get to just suspend all logic and reason when doing stuff like this? You delegitimize the entire UN, you delegitimize, international aid groups. Why would you do this? This is fucking disgusting. And this is, again, one of the main things that people went, fuck you, Hillary Clinton, and fuck you, corporate Democrats, because they do shit like this. The Saudis gave $10 million to $25 million to the Clinton Foundation, plus another $1 million and $5 million from Saudi link groups, and another $1 million and $5 million was also donated by the state of Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and the government of Brunei. The state of Kuwait also donated between $5 and $10 million. So what happened is people who are intelligent looked at the funding of the Clinton Foundation, and they went, oh, that's pay-to-play corruption. So there's the hypocrisy of they don't believe in women's rights, but you're taking the money and then pretending that, oh, we're going to help with women's rights. Just don't take the money. There's step one on, helping with women's rights. But also, it's you're going to do their bidding. This is why they get weapons deals. This is why they get giant, business deals with us. So people are not, this isn't a thing anymore. You don't get to pull the wool over people's eyes anymore. This is like doing business with fucking Nazi Germany. It's like, hey, what do you mean? We're just going to look the other way as they fucking behead people in the public square and say all atheists are terrorists and are an official Salafi state and an ultra-fundamentalist state. What do you mean? And this is, by the way, why Donald Trump said in his speech, well, we're not going to we're going to overlook differences in ways of life and be tolerant. You know what that means, right? He's saying we're going to be tolerant of intolerance. You get to cover your women up. You get to behead people in the public square. And we're still going to do business with you, and you're still going to be our buddy. Donnie boy, that sounds quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Regressive. All the classical liberals out there. How is that not the most regressive? If a kid on a college campus said that, everybody would be flipping out. If a social justice warrior said, look, we have different ways of life, and we just have to be tolerant. We're not looking for perfection here. So, in other words, yeah, Saudi, you get to do whatever the fuck you want, oppress your people, oppress minorities, oppress women, behead people. We're still going to do the $400 billion deal with you and $110 billion weapons deal. And thank you for giving $100 million to my daughter for her shitty fucking women's fund, which has no credibility and probably won't do any serious work or good work because it's fucking funded with blood money and oil money. And the whole purpose of that is for them to keep getting favors from Trump. So I'm tired of the world sucking the Saudi dick and, worshiping at the altar of oil and power. We need to fight for something more and something better. Actually have principles in how we act as a country, whether it comes to foreign policy or domestic policy, craft policy that's actually at the benefit of our citizens and people who are here. Universal healthcare, universal education, end the wars, living wage, re-regulate Wall Street, and the drug war, all these serious things. But no, this is the level of discourse and the level of seriousness of what's actually happening in the world. Nepotism, corruption, conflicts of interest, all with some of the worst people, and they expect you to believe there's nothing to see here, this is totally normal business. No, it's not normal. It's not normal, because then you speak out the other side of your mouth and feign concern about radical Islamic terrorism. You want to do something to stop it? Stop funding it. Stop giving them weapons. Stop turning the other way as the armed jihadists. Stop being cool with their barbaric systems of law. But no, under Donald Trump, same old establishment garbage.